係咁樣，一般航空公司咧都會特別設立一啲為馬仔而設嘅貨運服務。你睇下佢哋就係喺呢一個特製嘅貨箱嗰度搭飛機㗎啦。
係喎，佢哋咪野田重機同神業一齊坐飛機冇咁悶啊！佢話時話啦，有冇啲專為馬仔而設嘅飛機餐㗎？
褲仔唔好成日咁為食先得㗎。雖然啲馬仔啊飛機餐冇包嘅，不過貨倉裡面咧都預備咗佢飲開嘅水同埋食開嗰嚿蘿蔔仔，而且咧都仲會有馬夫全程照顧佢哋嘅，都舒服冇周到㗎。
佢咪謀勇兼備，點解得自己一個嘅？
你可能唔記得啦，謀勇兼備咧就係馬女嚟㗎嘛。今次咧仲要係佢第一次出去遠征，不過見到佢個管頭非常之有台型啊，咁淡定，一啲都唔似第一次出門喎。
阿 Sharina 又話時話，佢同野田重擊神業都係由大阪飛過嚟嘅。咁而嗰匹耀滿屏咧就係東京飛嚟嘅喎，佢大概都係用咗4個鐘左右嚟到香港㗎啦。不過 Vincent 嗰匹唯獨愛你咧，因為啱啱跑完杜拜世界盃嘅賽日，哇，所以飛咗成7個鐘先嚟到香港嘅喎。
又係喎，果然身經百戰啊！搭完咁耐嘅長途機嚟到香港都仲係咁精靈啊！睇嚟呢一班日本代表呢啲實力咧一啲都唔簡單喎。
All right, thank you everybody. We'll get started then while we wait for Sugiyama-san. We will get started with Kohei Matsuyama, and we've got Kata there to translate as well too for us. Matsuyama-san, thank you very much for your time. Tell us, what's this ride been like with Daring Tack, this super filly that you've been with right since the beginning of her racing career?
今日はすごい落ち着きもあって、いい雰囲気でした。
She had a super year last year, of course, becoming the first filly to win the Japanese Fillies Triple Crown, unbeaten, great run in the Japan Cup. What makes her, Matsuyama-san, such a good horse?
すごい誇りに思いますし、結果を出さなくてはいけない立場にあると思うので、責任もありますし、そういうのをしっかり感じて、頑張りたいです。
Her last run in the Kinko show last time out, she was obviously beaten that day, but her run that day, Matsuyama-san, was he happy with that performance?
結果2着ってことで、すごい悔しい気持ちもありますし、少し馬場が特殊な馬場状態で、少しちょっと、結果を出せなかったっていうところに関しては、反省もしてますし、なんとか巻き返したいっていう気持ちですね。
Great to see Sugiyama-san is joining us. I'll just finish off with Matsuyama-san and then move on to our trainer joining us via Zoom as well too. For you, Matsuyama-san, first time riding in Hong Kong. What are your thoughts on that? And have you spoken to other jockeys getting advice about riding here at Sha-Tin?
そうですね。香港で乗ったことあるジョッキーに、たくさんアドバイスをいただいたので、問題はありません。
Matsuyama-san, you've ridden some very good horses in your career. Is Daring Tact the best horse that you've sat on in your career as a jockey?
もう本当に素晴らしい存在で、かけがえのない存在ですね。
Just a final question from me for Matsuyama-san. Coming here to Hong Kong, of course, we know that travel is difficult in these COVID times. Given quarantine and races that Matsuyama-san will miss out on in Japan, was there ever any doubt about making this trip here with Daring Tact?
迷いもなかったですし、それだけの、価値があると思っています。また香港ジョッキークラブの方でもよくしていただいて、うまくできているのかなと思います。
It's great to have you here. It's also great to be joined by Sugiyama-san, the trainer here for Daring Tact via Zoom. Sugiyama-san, thank you very much for your time. You've obviously spoken to your team. What are the reports? How are you feeling about how Daring Tact has travelled to Hong Kong?
タティン競馬場に到着してから、先週日曜日まで結構まだ環境に慣れてないせいか、調教でもちょっと入れ込むところがあったんですけれども、様子見ながら軽めの調教をしていました。今日、松山騎手が調教した感じは かなり環境にも慣れて、非常に馬が落ち着いてきたというふうに先ほど教えてもらいました。今のところ、イメージ通り順調に調整できています。
When did you make the decision, Sugiyama-san, to bring Daring Tact to Hong Kong for the QE2 Cup?
日本でのその冬の期間っていうのは、この馬にとってすごくコンディションを維持するのが、難しくて、一番この馬のベストコンディションになるタイミングにちょうどこの、香港のこのレースが、あったっていうのが一番ですね。はい。
She's got a fantastic record, Triple Crown winner for the fillies last year, won 5 from 7 starts. Did she always look to you in the stable, Sugiyama-san, like a very good horse?
初めて、厩舎に入ってきた時から、すごく賢い馬で、飼い場もしっかり食べてくれてましたし、調教もものすごく人に従順で、基本的にその手のかかるということが今までなかった、馬ですね。レースを使うごとに競馬でのテンションっていうのが上がりやすくはなってはきてるんですけれども、そこのそのレースでテンションが上がりすぎないように、調教を微調整するっていうところは今でも意識しています。
From being a 3-year-old last year to now being a 4-year-old, since that winter time, since the Japan Cup, has she developed or changed at all?
前走の金庫賞の時ですね、ジャパンカップから久々のレースだったんですけれども、去年秋華賞の前も休み明けだったんですけど、その時に比べて比較的そのテンションがパドックから落ち着いていたんですね。それを見て、精神的な成長を感じました。
When we look at the field for the QE2 Cup on the weekend, she's taking on 3 other very good horses from Japan as well as the best horses from Hong Kong at that distance. How confident are you about her chances for the weekend, Sugiyama-san?
初めてのっていうことで、この馬のパフォーマンスを最大限引き出せるかどうかっていうのが一番のポイントにはなると思うんですけれども、この馬自身が今までと同じそれ以上のパフォーマンスを引き出すことができれば、一番デアリングタクトが強いと信じているんですけれども、香港の馬も、日本からの馬も、一戦級が揃いましたので、簡単にはいかないのは、重々分かっていますけれど。はい。
Okay, that's enough questions from me. Let's go to the press, both here in person at Sha Tin and also on Zoom. Hands up for the first question for our jockey and trainer here connected with Daring Tact. Alan Aiken, over to you.
To Sugiyama-san, this filly's last performance looks to be quite a way below her form of last year, which I guess we can call a preparation race. But as a result of that defeat, was there pressure on you to change the jockey? You see more and more that the Japanese horses now get a Hong Kong jockey when they come here.
金庫賞に関しては特殊な馬場、でもありましたし、レースの紛れで、惜しくも勝てなかったっていうふうに、僕自身は、見てるんですけれども、ジョッキーに関しては、あまり、要は香港の地元のジョッキーであったりっていうところでは、迷いは特にはなかったですね。今まで松山騎手がこの馬の良さを引き出してくれてますので、引き続きお願いしました。
Okay, next question for the press, either in person or via Zoom. Who would like to be next up here? Who's got a question for Sugiyama-san or Matsuyama-san?
Yeah, this time for Matsuyama-san, this race looks like it will be very slowly paced. Would that be any concern for this filly as she tends to relax early in her races?
まずは馬のリズムを第一に考えて、しっかり折り合いつけて、つけれれば、能力はしっかり発揮できると思うので、ペースに関してはあんまり、気にはしてないです。
Arigato gozaimasu, Matsuyama-san, Sugiyama-san. Thank you both very much for your time. Big morning, of course, as we build up towards FWD Champions Day. Yahagi-san, thank you for your time. I'll start off with you. Loves Only You. How has she travelled over to Hong Kong from Dubai?
やはりドバイでは一頭で調整しなきゃいけなかったということで、なかなか難しいところはあったんですけども、いわゆる輸送に関しては非常にスムーズに、来れたと思います。香港ジョッキークラブのおかげだと思っています。
Where did you come up with the plan, Yahagi-san, to bring her from Dubai to Hong Kong?
かなり早い時期、ドバイに行くことを決めた時からそのように考えていました。ただ、現在のパンデミックの状況があったので、その部分だけ、解消できれば、ぜひドバイから香港へというルートは早くから考えていました。
We know that she's a high-class mare. She's a Japanese Oaks winner from a couple of years ago. She won in Japan prior to going to Dubai. She ran a great race behind Mushrif in the Dubai Shima Classic. Is she in the best form of her career in 2021?
オークスを勝った時は非常にいい状態で、その後長い間ちょっと、状態を落としてたんですけども、今年になって非常に上がってきて、特に、前走のドバイは3着負けましたけれども、3頭は本当に世界のトップクラスだと思ってますし、そのコンディションを保ちたいなと考えています。
We've seen you here before, Yahagi-san, in Hong Kong with Lise Gracheux, who ran great races in a Hong Kong Vase and a QE2 Cup. How would you compare Loves Only You with Lise Gracheux?
もちろん遜色ない状態だと思いますし、リス・グラシュは日本とオーストラリアでグループ1勝ちましたけれども、香港で勝てなかったので、そのリベンジという意味も込めての遠征です。
And one more question for you, Yahagi-san, from myself before I move on to Vincent. The other Japanese rivals that you face in the race, Glory Vase, Kaseki, Daring Tact, how do you compare your horse to those three?
今年日本から遠征している4頭は全て非常にレベルの高い馬で、実力差はあまりないと思っています。ただ、彼女は、ドバイ遠征を経験したということで、まださらに一つたくましくなってますので、当然、彼らといい勝負ができると考えています。
Vincent, thanks for waiting. You, of course, rode Loves Only You in a piece of work on Monday. What were your first impressions of her?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Konnichiwa, Yahagi-san. I think she settled really well. Jump on her and walk to the track on the turf, and she looks around a lot and, curious about everything, but on a calm way. So very positive, and, she wasn't sure about things. And when she looked around and when she thinks it's okay, then she kept walking, and, everything is good. We walked to the track on the dirt track because we're just gonna trot a little bit past the turn, and we start cantering at a back straight. And once she get on the track, she's really concentrated, and that shows how professional she is. She trot well and canter really relaxed. Very happy with her work. And she handled right turn, left turn, no problem. She changed legs on, when she entered the turn, and in the straight, she changed back to the left, and, everything is so smooth and nice. So, and she walked back quietly as well, walking and looking around again. So I'm really happy how she is at the moment.
Vincent, we've already spoken, obviously, about her performance in Dubai and what she's done in her career overall. Have you had a look at her replays, and what do you think of her lead-up form?
Yeah, I think, Dubai Shima Classic, she performed really well. only beat by a short margin to Mishriff, and one of the exceptional horses in the world at the moment. And she can run really close to him. So I think she is going to be very competitive here. Because she also settled well here. So yeah, looking forward to it for sure.
So she's done a lot of travelling already this year, obviously going from Japan to Dubai, now here to Hong Kong. Did she feel at all like that travel had taken anything out of her? Or does she feel still fit and well?
Still feel good, I think she is a really good traveler, and she get used to travel in Dubai and working by herself. So when she come to Hong Kong, of course it's a new environment, but she settled really well and she's so relaxed. So it's all in positive side.
And how did the opportunity come up for you, Vincent, to get this ride at Loves Only You in the QE2?
Yeah, it's really grateful that Hiroshi-san contacted me, and I have the great opportunity from support from the trainer and the owner, of course. It's really surprising, but in a happy way, of course. I'm gonna grab this opportunity 100%.
So just touching on that point as well and expanding upon that, Vincent, riding here in Hong Kong, you've seen how well these Japanese horses have done when they've come here for our big international meetings. What does it mean to you that you're going to be riding one in a big race here on Sunday?
When I was a kid, I always see Japanese horses come to Hong Kong, and they also perform really well, and they breed really good horses, winning around the world in Dubai and UK, and in Hong Kong, of course. So it's top horses. You always want to be on them, and really grateful to have this opportunity to be on this mare.
And we're going to be talking to you later on this week about Golden 60, so I won't go too much into him now, but in general, Sunday's a huge day for you. How are you feeling in the build-up to it, Vincent?
Well, excited. I'm myself, my side is all ready for that, and really looking forward to it. Horses are, looking well and feeling well. They all are. So, just excited and can't wait for Sunday to come.
Yes, we all are, certainly. Okay, that's it for me as far as questions are concerned, but time to open up to the floor here at Shard 10 and also to the press on Zoom. Who'd like to start off with the first question from the Zoom? Who would like to raise their hand first to put in a question? Let's go to Tom Biddington from the South China Morning Post with the first question.
Thanks, Ed. This is to Mr. Yahagi, just to expand on what Vincent was saying before. What was the process of selecting a jockey, and how did you come to arrive at Vincent?
正直、日本のジョッキーが非常に生きづらい状況であることが一つですけれども、その中で、ヴィンセントがやはり今一番勢いがあるのではないかというふうに思って、彼に依頼しました。
Okay, who's next? Who would like to ask the next question for our two guests?
A couple of questions. Vincent already headed off one of them. I was wondering about a question for Mr. Yahagi about the difference with this horse right-handed and left-handed. She seems to be much better this way. Is that correct?
いや、これは右も左も全く関係ないと思います。
Okay, well, similar question while I'm there, also for Yahagi-san. Is 2,000 metres a little bit on the short side for her? Her best performances seem to be 2,400 and 2,200 metres.
自分の中では2,400は本来は少し長いと思っていて、2,000メーターから2,200メーターが、ベストではないかと考えています。
I believe Mr. Goda-san, I believe you've also got a question too, so I'll bring you into the conversation now, Goda-san.
Well, this is maybe the question to Hiroshi Ando-san. So Mr. Yahagi mentioned, he had a little difficulty in Dubai after the Dubai Shima Classic. All other Japanese gone back to Japan, and Loves Only You was left by herself. without any company horse. So what was actually difficulty you had? What was the problem?
矢作先生、一頭で調教するって、ドバイで一頭で調教するって一番何が難しかったですかねっていうところですけどね。
それはもう当然馬っていうのはね、仲間がいてパートナーがいて集団性の動物ですから、その部分はやはり寂しかったんじゃないでしょうかね。女の子ですし。
I believe that we're almost out of time for this press conference. I've just been asked to ask Ando-san if you could just pass on to Yahagi-san just what Vincent said in his interview and if there's anything that Yahagi-san would like to add to that before we wrap things up.
馬のパフォーマンスは高いと思うんで、信じて乗ってくれたらそれでいいなと思います。
Fantastic.
Yes, I will. Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimasu.
ありがとう。
Arigato gozaimasu, everybody.